Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. This is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Muse. Stick with me for the hottest news and subscribe to this channel, Love Life with Eve, to get somewhere new. And for your love life questions, all you have to do is go to solarsavеsus@gmail.com, and if you will help me create global cooling to get you solar energy at no cost, I'll answer your love life questions. But let's get to our topic of the day. Whew! What a topic! Reclaiming our love for the beauty of intact men who have not been circumcised. You know, I never really knew about the difference until I experienced it myself. I always just loved the partners I had and had a beautiful, blessed, sacred time with those partners, of course. But when I discovered how different my body responds to an intact penis and the spirit of the man that comes with it when he is not feeling any resistance or any fear of the feminine or any feeling of betrayal from the feminine at birth, there's this extremely different experience of my own vulva, her juices, her being cared for by the natural gift given by the gods for the man to pleasure the woman. He has a natural lubricant when his foreskin is there. He's got more sensation. He's got many things. We have some other videos I made for you on all the blessings of being intact. But really, what I want to talk about right now for us women is, and men, it's about this idea that us women can't talk about this, that this is a man's issue, not a woman's issue. Well, for one thing, it's a woman's issue when it's a totally different experience of sexuality. And it's also a woman's issue when we, as mothers, are the perpetrators of this ongoing barbaric practice. Now, if you've done this to your child already, please don't go into, okay, forget it, I don't want to hear about this, justifying. We've all done things we didn't know what we were doing. We've all done things thinking we're doing the best thing. But I want to share with you two things that I did to understand this more intimately, my part in it as a woman on the planet. I was dating a Jewish man, and I wanted to very much uphold his tradition. And so what I did at the time is I went and I visited a rabbi and asked about, well, is there any way for there to be, I asked about circumcision, and you know what I did is I went to a bris. I went to a bris to see what the heck this was all about, if I was going to have to do this to my own child to be Jewish, if I was going to convert to Judaism. And I was so shocked at what I saw, because here is this whole circle of adults who were going to be the ones who love this child in their lifetime, all condoning and smiling while this child is screaming, while his part of his body is cut off, his most intimate, delicate, sacred penis being mutilated, and then an alcohol rag was stuffed in his mouth to supposedly help him bite down, gagging him with alcohol, and then of course he passed out. Oh, and everybody's relieved. Baby's asleep now. Everything's fine. Baby's quiet now. So what we've done is the disassociation at birth from sexuality, and the association with alcohol and sexuality connected there, and the feeling, almost an autistic training in lack of feeling, to be surrounded by people who supposedly love you, all condoning this. Okay, so you imagine being born into that. So that was my first experience of the actual bris reality, and I did not like it. I did not feel that I should have been a participant in that blessing. I didn't feel that it was a blessing on this child's life or anyone's life. So later on, when I had cats and everybody was saying, okay, you gotta fix your cat. He's broken until he's fixed. Because God forbid we should have more cats on the planet. I love cats. I think there could be more cats. But anyway, I was facing all the pressure to fix my cats. And I know that you've had pressure if you're pregnant or you're thinking of having children. There will be all kinds of pressure around you from people telling you, you have to do this and this is the right thing and you're not okay if you don't, and they did it. And so what women often do is we say, oh, I'll let the man decide. This is a man's decision. I really shouldn't be part of it. But the trouble with that is, darling, the men will say, oh, he should be like me, like father, like son. Just do what was done to me, so we match. Okay, that's if he was circumcised. So I asked this about my cats. I asked my boyfriend at the time, should we castrate our male cat, and should we do the operation for the female cat? Now he said, well, I'll decide for the boy cat, you decide for the girl cat. But then time went on. I said, well, would you journey to his soul? Journey to the soul of the cat. Now we had a cat that was so ecstatic. He was like you've seen this kind of creature, I hope, in your lifetime, but very rare for me to find an animal that had a magic bliss about him, where he was named Chucho, like little Jesus. Everyone around him had a spontaneous healing when petting him. He entered people's dreams. He danced. He climbed the walls with absolute joy. He was the most joyful creature I've ever met and the most sublimely peaceful. He literally, I found him in the yard, nose to nose with a fawn one day. I saw him another time surrounded by turkeys. He was just sitting there with a whole group of turkeys just surrounding him and looking at him as he just sat there sublimely. He was like a Buddha, really a Buddha. He used to sleep under the house with you're not going to believe me. Okay, well, just believe me. He slept under the house with raccoons and skunks and foxes. They all cuddled up down there, and they would crawl out from under the house in the morning from their cuddle fest. He would bring me snakes, live snakes, during my meditation in this outdoor pavilion where I meditated. Anyway, Sacred Cat, long story short, is my boyfriend did not journey to his soul. When I journeyed to his soul and asked, do you want us to chop off your balls? Will this help your life? He said to me, his spirit said, absolutely not. Do not take my life-giving divinity, my energy, the source. My sexuality is the source of my magic healing powers. Do not take it. But I did that thing that women do. I was like, well, this is up to the man. The man makes the decision. And in the end, my boyfriend was like, oh, yeah, just chop him off. I mean, come on. I don't know, whatever. And it was an unconscious decision. This cat went into a catatonic lobotomy state for an entire year, where he was like, he had been severely damaged and drugged. I did, weeks and weeks of healing with him, holding him. His soul finally came back with half his joy and all of his magic that he continued to give to everyone around him. But his joy was gone. His ecstatic joy, I should say, the kind of joy that he was absolutely directly connected to. So if you think about men, the beauty of intact men, that there is this half of their physical pleasure is in their foreskin. Half. It's like 20,000 receptors or something. A natural lubricant, protection from abrasion, gives them much more sensitivity over their lifetime. Protects them from germs, and you see that the intense pain that babies go through is registered in their brain scans when they test babies' brains from what they go through in circumcision. Severe trauma level that never recovers in the brain. It's always there. Why do we do this? See, that's the thing. If we women are just like, it's about convenience or cleanliness, or we're not empathetic. What if they cut off our clitoris? What if that was the common thing? You just cut off the clitoris to make her take away half her pleasure because it'll just be too much trouble for all to have all that pleasure. It's just cleaner looking. Can you imagine the kind of rationale that would do that to girls? Well, that's the rationale that is going on for men. We've got that somehow. We think we can abuse men, and then at their most vulnerable, tiny little baby selves, and then we get mad at them for being numbed out to our feminine prerogatives and our needs and our desires. We're mad at them. We're training them in autistic distance from us. As a mother, we've got to stand up and protect our kids, okay? If you feel uncomfortable saying, I am keeping him intact, that is nothing. Your discomfort is nothing compared to the torture he will experience going through this and for the rest of his life, what he will miss. You've got to just deal with the discomfort. Get ready for an onslaught and make yourself protected and numb of heart so that you can protect the sacred sexuality of your little boy. And if and your intact man, do not inspire him to go get a circumcision, please. Love what you have and notice the difference. If you do in your lifetime, notice the difference between when you make love with the man who's intact and who is not. Of course, you're going to love both men, but notice what this does for your vulva in terms of massaging you from the inside out, and what this does for lubricating you naturally as he does. This is the divinity, sexual divinity, and the sacred truth of women that we are uncovering together, and the sacred truth of men. Okay. Forgive me for being the bearer of such intense messages, but I love you, and somebody's got to talk about these kind of things. I'm here for you to answer your personal love life questions. If you will help me with my agenda to help us create global cooling on the planet, allow me to help you get connected to a solar energy program for your house's electric bill at no cost to you. Connect with me at solarsavesus@gmail.com. And for anybody who goes through with solar energy in some way or another, I'll answer your questions, a whole series of your questions, and I'll make you a video just for you, okay? So all of us, just do the part you can. We've got 12 years left to turn around our fossil fuel usage and save the humans on the planet. So everybody do your part. This is my part. I'm going to help you go solar. And it's really easy. It's really fun. And I'll do it with you, okay? solarsavesus@gmail.com. I love you. Love life. And love the beauty of your intact man. And if his foreskin is gone, in spirit, it exists. It does. Every part of us exists in the spirit world whole. If you've had a hysterectomy or anything, you can contact that part of you on the spiritual dimension and activate it, and it will be there in a physical way to be felt spiritually. That's another conversation, changing the present through time travel to the past and future. Much love, darling. Check into Nassim Harriman, quantum physics, for some of that too. Okay, love you.